ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नत्वा श्रीभारती तीर्थ
नत्वा
विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
विद्यारण्यमुनीश्वरौ
अधीमहे पञ्चदशीम् कैवल्यपदसिद्धये। तत्त्वविवेकप्रकरणं 34th श्लोक। स्यात् पञ्चीकृतभूतोत्थः देहस्थूलोऽन्न संज्ञकः। लिङ्गे तु राजसैः प्राणैः प्राणकर्मेन्द्रियैः सह सात्विकैर्धीन्द्रियैः साकम्
सात्विकैर्धीन्द्रियैः साकम्
विमर्शात्मा मनोमयः
मनोमयः
तैरेव साकं विज्ञानमयोधिर्निश्चयात्मिका
तैरेव साकं विज्ञानमयोधिर्निश्चयात्मिका
कारणे सत्त्वमानन्दमयो मोदादिवृत्तिभिः
कारणे सत्त्वमानन्दमयो मोदादिवृत्तिभिः
तत्तत्कोशैस्तु तादात्म्यात्
तत्तत्कोशैषु
आत्मा तत्तन्मयो भवेत्
आत्मा तत्तन्मयो भवेत्.
This we saw 36th shloka of this prakaranam. Tadatmyat tattat koshaihi tadatmyat tantanmayo bhavet. Tattat koshaihi tadatmyat tattanmayo bhavet. Kaha atma tadatmyat. Tadatmyat means superimposed aikyam, adhyasa. That's called tadatmya. Tadatmya bhava. The sense, superimposed sense of oneness. Adhyasaha ityartaha. Anyonya adhyasaha. Anyonya adhyasaha. Yata ayaf pindaha. Dagda ayaf pindaha. A red hot iron ball. An iron ball is there, which is heated. It becomes a red hot iron ball. The heat, the Agni, takes the shape of the ball. Agni doesn't have form. Agni has got, here you have to know, Agni doesn't have form means when what, from Agni only Rupam starts, that is not the thing here. Agni takes a form of the iron, the mold, that iron which is in the form of the ball. So Agni as such will not be in ball shape. So now there is a tadatmyam between Agni and the iron. Both are of different nature. Iron ball, iron doesn't have heat. Because of the contact with the Agni, the fire, because of the contact with the fire, the iron has gained heat and therefore it has become red color, red hot iron, we say. That is tadatmya. When the heat subsides, heat goes away, then the iron comes back to, when it comes back to normal temperature, room temperature, it gains its, again, the same form where there is no, the redness. So we superimpose, because of the shape of the ball, we superimpose the roundness, the spherical shape to the Agni. Agni is neither square nor round nor spherical. Taken the shape of the iron ball. Tadatmyam. This is tadatmyam. Similarly, the three shariram or the five kosha. Stula shariram, which is Annamaya kosha. Sukshma shariram, which can be looked upon as three koshas, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. And Karna shariram, Anandamaya kosha. Whether it is Shariratrayam or Kosha Panchakam, whatever it may be. Anyway, we look upon. It is sentient. It has got sentiency. Is it because of its own nature? Do the sharirams or do the koshas have sentiency of its own? It doesn't have sentiency of its own. They are jadam. Sharirams are jadam. Koshas are jadam. This can be easily proved. How it can be proved? Because they are available for your perception. It is drishyam. It is drishyam. Drishyatvat, it is different from the drashta, drashtuhu. Because it is available for your perception, it is an object, therefore it must be different from the perceiver of it. The perceiver is different from the perceived. Therefore, there is subject-object difference. These sharirams are available for perception. Panchakoshas available for your perception. Therefore, it must be like any other object. You see a vriksha available for your perception. You see the mountain available for your perception. You see a bird available for your perception. You see the shariram available for your perception. Objectifiable. Drishyatvat. Drishyatvat. Drashtuhu binnaha. It is different from the drashta. And it is also created. Koshas are created. Sharirams are created. They are created from the Pancha Mahabhuta. Viyatpama tejombu bhuvaha tebhyaha srishtani sharirani. And because it is created, therefore it is karyam. It is karyam, it's a product. If it is not created, suppose, if it is svatasiddha, then it is not subject to change. It should not be subject to change. But sharirams are subject to change. Asti, jayate, vardate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, vinashyati, all these shat vikaras. Shadbhava is there for the shariram. Because it is there, therefore only agamapayinaha matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkadhaha agamapayino nityaha. These are agamapayinaha. Shariram also agamapayinaha. Agamapayinaha. It comes and goes. When Janma is there, Shariram comes. When Marna is there, Shariram goes away. So coming and going. Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Jananam. Kasya? Sharirasya eva. Natu Atpanaha. Therefore, Jadam. This is Jadam. Like a table, this is also, Shariram also, Jadam only. Mind also Jadam. Then what to talk about the Shariram? Mind is Sukshma Jadam. Mind, that is it available for your perception? Yes, it is available for our perception. How? Mind is nothing but thoughts. Thoughts are available for your cognition. Is available for your perception. Thoughts also jadam only. Therefore, mind also jadam only. Mind is sukshma jadam. Stula shariram, stula jadam. Sukshma shariram, which consists of mind, etc., that is also jadam only. Of course, karna shariram is avidya, that is also jadam. Jadatvad atmanaha bhinnaha. Therefore, this jada And this Atma, between the two, Atma and Atmanoho, Tadatmyam asti. There seems to be a Tadatmyam. Tadatmyam, that is Adhyasa. There seems to be a Tadatmyam. Tadatmyam is Abheda. Abheda Abhimana. That is Tadatmyam. You see the Shariram, you perceive the Shariram, but you take the Shariram as real. Shariram is, I am the Sharira, I am this body. Tadatmyam. When the body suffers, I suffer. When the mind worries, I worry. So whatever the changes happens to this anatma, shariravana sangata, that change I take to happen to myself, that I shuddha agam, which is distinctly separate from anatma. But we don't distinctly understand, we mix up these two. We mix up the two immixable things. We mix up in our cognition. There is abheda buddhi. Atmanatmanoho abheda buddhi. That abheda buddhi, the abheda, that abheda, abheda is kalpita. This kalpita abheda, this abheda abhimanat, tat koshehi, tat tanmayo bhavet. Therefore, this is the problem. This adhyasa, anyonya adhyasa is the problem. This adhyasa is because of avidya. How to solve this? Atmanatmanoho anyonya adhyasa tadatmya bhava is there. Therefore, we need to separate. If there is real mix-up of atma and atma, then you have to separate it really. Physically, you have to separate. Can atma mix with anatma really? If atma can mix with anatma really, then it cannot be atma. Anatma is subject to coming and going, subject to change, subject to vikara. It is created, therefore available for your perception. These are objects. Atma is not like that. Atma is it created? Does Atma as Janma? Does Atma have Maranam? Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. Nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyaha. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire hanyamane. Atma na hanyate. So distinct from shariram. Atma is ajaha, opposite to that of the shariram, anatma. Anatma is jaha, atma is ajaha. Anatma is anityaha, atma is nityaha. Therefore, atma is distinct, different from that. Therefore, there is no mix-up possible. That which is not possible is it has been made possible in our cognition, understanding. That is wrong cognition, wrong understanding. That is what avidya, ajnanam. Now separation should be done. That is what is called viveka. Vivekena, vivechanena, pratakkaranam. Separating the atma from anatma. You cannot really separate because there is no real mix-up. It is a tadatmya bhava. It is kalpita. Abheda is kalpita. Therefore, the separation to be done, which is possible only through vichara, inquiry. Without vichara, there is tadatmya. That is called avichara siddha. Sharire pushte agam pushtaha. Sharire nashte agam nashtaha. Without any vichara, we come to this conclusion. When Sharira grows, when body is nourished, then I feel I am nourished. When the body suffers, then I feel I suffer. What vichara is there? Without any vichara, without any thinking, no inquiry really into what it is, we just assume the attributes of Shariram. We is Atma. As Atma, we take up the attributes of the Shariram. Similarly, we superimpose attributes on the Atma and takes Atma to be the sufferer, Atma to be the doer, Atma to be the enjoyer. Atma cannot really be any of this. Atma is akarta abhokta. Therefore, without any inquiry, avichara siddha. Avichara siddha, the ajnanam is because of avichara. Without vichara, it has been wrongly established by us. Therefore, what is required to remove this is vichara, inquiry. So that is what here we are doing. Tattva viveka. Viveka is vichara. Viveka vichara. Now, how to separate this? How to separate and distinctly understand Atma? For that, there is a prakriya, there is a method. That is what the author says in the next shloka. We will read. Anvaya vyatirekavyam
अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम्
panchakosha vivekatah
पञ्चकोशविवेकतः
स्वात्मानं तत उद्धृत्य
स्वात्मानस्तवोद्धृत्य
परं ब्रह्म प्रपद्यते.
परं ब्रह्म प्रपद्यते.
So here the Anvaya Vyatireka, Panchakosha Vivekataha, we are doing Panchakosha Viveka. Analysis of the Panchakoshas. Analysis of Shariratrayam. Both are same. Analysis and understanding the nature of the Panchakosha, understanding them as different from Atma, and Atma already, the nature of Atma has already been told in the previous section, previous shlokas, not immediately before. Sambit, here the author uses the name Sambit, meaning Atma. Sambit, Sat, Chit, Ananda, it is already told. Sambit na vidyate. Sambit doesn't change with regard to the avastha-traya. It is in the Jagrat avastha goes away, Swapna avastha comes, Sambit continues. Swapna avastha goes away, Sushupti avastha, Sambit continues. In all the three avasthas, Sambit is there. Without the avastha also, therefore, we can extend Sambit has to be there. It is there, it was there yesterday, it is there now, it will be tomorrow, after 1 year. After this kalpa, the Sambit continues. Therefore, Sat, Sambit, Sat, that which is Sat has to be Chit, consciousness. It is Purnam, it is not limited, therefore Ananta, Anandaha. Sambit, Satchit, Anandaha, already with the support of the Shruti, the author already established the nature of Sambit. Now what we are doing is, we have defined what Anatma is. We are going to separate cognitively Anatma from Atma, Atma from Anatma. That is what we are going to do. For that, there is a technique. The technique is called Anvaya, Vyatireka. Anvaya means inclusion, inherence. Vyatireka is exclusion. So Anvaya Vyatireka is a method, is a technique which is adopted by the Shastram. It is used to prove, it is used to establish the Karana-Karya relationship also. For example, Vriksha, Ankuraha asti. Ankuraha asti, Vrikshaha asti. Ankuraha, sprout is there, therefore tree is there. Ankuraha nasti, Vrikshaha nasti. So Ankuraha, Ankure Satve, Vriksha Sattvam. When Ankura is there, Vriksha is there. When Ankura not there, Vriksha not there. Therefore, Ankura inheres in and through the Vriksha. You can take further down. Bijam. Bijam asti. Vrikshaha asti. From the Vriksha, which is a Karya, you can infer there must have been the seed. Without the seed, where is the Vriksha? Seed is, tree is. Seed is not, tree is not. When seed is there, tree is there. When seed is not there, tree is not there. Therefore, seed inheres. Therefore, this is called Anvaya. This is called Anvaya. The opposite of that. Seed is there, tree is there. Tree is not there. Tree is not there, but seed can continue to be. Maybe it would not have sprouted. Another example, that clay pot example, if you take, the very good example. Mrit is there. Mrit. Clay is there. Mrit. Pot is there. Clay is there, pot is there. Clay is not, then pot is not. So that clay is the Karanam and pot, Ghata, is the Karyam. Mrit Karanam, Ghata Karyam. This Karana Karya Sambandha can be established. Mrit Sattve, Ghata Sattvam. Mrit Abhave, Ghata Abhavaha. Therefore, Ghata is what? Ghata is nothing but Mrit only. Tadeva tasya karanam bhavati. Mrideva Ghatasya karanam bhavati. Gata abhave, Gataha asti, Mrit asti. Gataha nasti, Mrit asti. Even in the absence of pot, Mrit continues. Mrit is there. It has not taken the form of pot, but Mrit is. This is called Anvaya Vyatireka. Mrit asti, Gataha asti. Mrit nasti, Gataha nasti. Anvaya. Gataha asti, Mrit asti. Gataha nasti, Mrit asti. This is Vyatireka. Jalam asti, Jalam asti, Sagaraha asti. Jalam asti, Sagara asti. Jalam nasti, Sagaraha nasti. Sagaraha asti, Jalam asti. Sagaraha nasti, Jalam asti eva. May not be in the form of the ocean, but Jalam asti, it is Vyatireka, Anvaya Vyatireka. So Anvaya Vyatireka Bhyam, we can do the Viveka. This Anvaya Vyatireka technique also is used to establish the Karana Karya relationship. When Karana Sattve Karya Sattvam, Karana Abhave Karya Abhavaha. So the Karanam is there for the existence of the Karya. Karanam is not there, Karyam is not there. Even in the absence of Karyam, Karanam continues to be, that is Vyatireka. Karana Sattve Karya Sattvam, Karana Abhave Karya Abhavaha, Anvaya. Karyam asti, Karanam asti. Karyam nasti, Karanam asti. That is Vyatireka. So by this technique of Anvaya Vitireka, that same technique we can use here to establish, to prove that these koshas are different from Atma. How can be proved? That's what the author says. Anvaya Vitireka Panchakosha Vivekataha Svatmanam tat Uddhritya is Pratakranam, separating, isolation. Param Brahma Prapadyate. Anvaya Vitireka Anuvritti Vyavritti. Another word for Anvaya, Anuvritti. Anuvritti means that which continues, that which inheres. Vyavritti, that which is excluded. Inclusion and exclusion. So Panchakosha Vivekataha. By Panchakosha Viveka. Panchakosha Vivekad. Panchakosha Vivekataha. It's an Avyaya. Panchakosha Vivekataha is a meaning of Panchani. Panchakosha Vivekat ityartaha. Panchakosha Vivechanat ityartaha. Panchakoshanam Vivekaha. Panchakosha Vivekaha. Panchakosha Vivechanat Vivekat. By Panchakosha Viveka, applying this technique of Anvaya Vitireka, Anvaya is Anuvritti, Vitireka is Vyavritti. So by Anvaya Vitireka Anuvritti Vyavritti Atma, Svatmanam, Atma is separated from Panchakosha. How? Is it physically separated? No. In terms of understanding, it is a cognitive process. Because Atma cannot mix up with Anatma, anything, Anatma. Therefore, what is there to separate? An error is made by us by mixing the immixable two things. That is, error is committed by us, where in our buddhi, in our cognition, an error is committed. To remove that error, to recognize the error, and therefore the adhyasa, this viveka is to be done by Anvaya Vitireka. Panchakosha Viveka to be done by Anvaya Vitireka. How to do? Can you do it independently? No. You cannot do it independently. This, therefore, only you require the support of the Shastram and the Guru. Guru Upadesha Vakya, Guru Upadeshta Shastra Vakyeshu. So one needs to have Shraddha, and in keeping with the teaching of the Shastram and the Guru, this Vivechanam is to be done. Now, this Panchakosha, is it Swabhavikam to Atma? Is Atma as is of this Panchakosha, Stula Shariram, Sukshma Shariram, Karna Shariram, these 5 koshas, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya. Is these koshas are Swabhavikam to Atma, or is it Agantukam to Atma? Is it intrinsic or incidental to Atma? Is it intrinsic or incidental? Now, in the Jagrat Avastha, Stula Shariram is there. Jagrat Avasthayam, Stula Shariram Asti. Stula Shariram, the Jiva is alive. When the Jiva is alive, the existence of Stula Shariram implies the existence of other Shariram also. Karana Shariram as well as Sukshma Shariram. 3 Sharirams. Stula Shariram is active, alive means other 2 Sharirams are present. So in the Jagrat Avastha, Stula Shariram is there. Atma is there. Atma Asti, Stula Degaha Asti, Jagrat Avasthayam. If Stula Shariram is an intrinsic part of Atma, if Stula Shariram is Atma, then that Stula Shariram has to be there all the time. As it is in Jagrata Avastha, so it has to be in Swapna Avastha also, Sushupti Avastha also. But what happens? Stula Shariram is there in Jagrata Avastha. Stula Shariram is there, Atma is there. In the Swapna Avastha, Stula Shariram not there, because in Swapna, what happens? In Swapna, only Sukshma Shariram is there. Swapna Avastha, dream state. Dream state, for the dream, you don't require Stula Shariram. You have to drop the Stula Shariram and enter into the dream world, Swapna Prapancha. In Swapna Prapancha, you enjoy a Shariram, Swapna Shariram, that is different from the Stula Shariram. You don't carry the Stula Shariram into the Swapna Prapancha. So you have to drop the Stula Shariram here. Therefore, in the Swapna Avastha, Stula Shariram Nasti, Atma Asti. Therefore, these two avasthas, taking these two avasthas, Jagrat Avastha and Swapna Avastha. Jagrat Avasthayam Atma Asti, Stula Deha Asti. Swapna Avasthayam Atma Asti. Atma is there. How you say Atma is there? If Atma is not there, Swapna not possible. Who is the witness of the Swapna, the dream? There must be the witnesser. The witnesser is Atma. So Atma is there, but Stula Deha not there. Therefore, Swapna Avasthayam Atma Asti, Stula Deha Nasti. Therefore, Atma inheres through these two avasthas, Jagrata Avastha as well as Swapna Avastha. What about Stula Shariram? No. Therefore, Pratak, it is different. Different from what? Different from Atma. This Stula Shariram, Anna Shariram, Jada Shariram, it is Jadam. It is Jadam. It is distinct from Atma. But it doesn't look like Jadam because it borrows the Chaitanyatvam from Atma, and therefore it looks as though sentient and doing all sorts of actions in the Jagrata Avastha, as though sentient, but it is really Jadam only. In the absence of Atma, it is Shava only. Even while living also, it is Jadam only, Shava only. It is becomes Shiva because of Atma. The Shava Shariram, the Jada Shariram is Shiva because of Atma. Atma is there, therefore Shiva. In fact, Atma is there all the time. In the Jagrata Avastha, Atma is there. Swapna Avastha also, Atma is there. Atma is already been established. It is there in all the states of experience. All the time. There is no time when Atma is not there. Therefore, Stula Shariram only is not there in the Swapna Avastha. So, therefore, Atma Asti, Stula Deha Asti. Can Stula Deha exist independently? No. Because it is Anatma. It is not there in Swapna Avastha. Therefore, it is not intrinsic. It is not Swabhavikam to Atma. Atma can drop this Stula Deha. And Stula Deha is made of Panchabhuta. It is an object like any other object. Therefore, subject to changes. Therefore, it is Anatma. Anatma, not an Atma. It is Jada, subject to all the Shadvikara. Not Atma. So, therefore, Atma Asti, Stula Deha Asti. Atma Nasti, Stula Deha Nasti. Stula Deha cannot survive without Atma. This is Anvaya. Stula Deha Asti, Atma Asti. Swapnavasthayam. Stula Deha Nasti. Swapnavasthayam. Jagrata Avasthayam, Stula Deha Asti, Atma Asti. Swapnavasthayam, Stula Deha Nasti. Atma, can we say Nasti? No, it is Asti, Vitireka. So therefore, in the Swapna Avastha, in spite of the absence of the Stula Deha, Atma continues to exist. Therefore, these two must be mutually exclusive. Not only these two. Stula Dega, the same thing can be extended to other two sharirams. Other two shariram or other kosha. Stula Dega is Annamaya kosha. Therefore, this Annamaya kosha exists in Jagrat Avastha, Swapna Avastha, it doesn't exist. Atma exists in all the Avastha. Atma asti, Annamaya kosha asti. Atma nasti, Annamaya kosha nasti. Therefore, it is Anvaya Vitireka. Because of the absence of Annamaya kosha in the Swapna Avastha, therefore, we can infer this Annamaya kosha, Stula Shariram, must be distinct from Atma. This is the Vivechana. And what happens in Swapna Avastha? In Swapna Avastha, you have Sukshma Shariram. Sukshma Shariram is there, Atma is there. Sukshma Shariram means Manomaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya kosha. This kosha trayam are there. Atma asti, Sukshma Shariram asti. Atma nasti, this Sukshma Shariram cannot be, because Atma is the Karanam of all the Shariram. Therefore, Karana Abhave Karya Bhavaha, Anvaya. And this Sukshma Sharira, is it intrinsic of Atma? You further go to the Sushupti Avastha. In Sushupti Avastha, what happens to Sukshma Sharira? It is not present. Sukshma Sharira, the Sukshma becomes dormant, the mind becomes dormant. The mind is absorbed. What Shariram is there in Sushupti Avastha, deep sleep state? Karana Shariram only. Anandamaya Koshaha. Therefore, in the Sushupti Avastha, Sukshma Degaha Nasti, Atma Asti. Sukshma Degaha Asti, but Atma continues to be. This is called Anvaya Vitireka. Atma Asti, Sukshma Degaha Asti. This Kosha Trayam. Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Koshaha Santi. Atma Nasti, Kosha Trayam Nasti. Anvaya. Koshatrayam asti, Atma asti. Koshatrayam nasti, Atma asti, Vitireka. Similarly, in the Sushupti Avastha, there is no Stula Shariram, there is no Sukshma Shariram also, there is only Karana Shariram. Atma asti. How do you know Atma asti? Atma as a witnesser of that Sukha Anubhava of the sleep, which you remember after you wake up. That shows Atma as Sakshi Chaitanyam, it is there. There is no state where Atma is not there. If Atma is not there, then who is the witness of the Sukha Anubhava of the sleep? You remember complete ignorance. Agam Sukhena Nidram. Sukhena Nidram Karomi. Nidram Anubhuyata. Maya Nidra Anubhuyata. How do you remember? Agam Kimapi Najanami. Sushipti Avastayam. So therefore, Atma is there. Atma asti, Karana Shariram asti. Atma nasti, Karana Shariram nasti. And what happens when the Shariram is given up? The Karana Shariram also. Karana Shariram nasti, Atma asti. Because Karana Shariram is only a Karya. It's also a product. Karanam of all the Shariram is even Karana Shariram, Karanasyapi Karanam Atma Eva. Therefore, Atma inherits in and through all the Shariram. Therefore, the Sharirams they are not Swabhavikam to Atma, Surupam of Atma, they are Agantukam, therefore coming and going. From this Anvaya Vitireka method, we can distinctly understand this Atma is not Panchakosha. That is what is said here. Anvaya Vitireka by Anuvritti Vyavritti Vyam. Panchakosha is not Swabhavikam, not intrinsic to Atma. What is intrinsic that you cannot separate? That can you separate heat from fire? You cannot separate. because Agni has got Ushnatvam. Aushnyam is the Swarupam of Agni. You cannot separate. In the case of this red hot iron ball, there you can separate Agni from the iron ball because iron ball doesn't have intrinsic Agni. Aushnyam is because of the contact with the fire. So that which is intrinsic cannot be separated. When you can separate, it shows that it is not intrinsic. The Sharira Trayam or the Panchakosha, not intrinsic to Atma. Therefore, they are Agantukam. The Panchakoshaha, they are Agantukam. They have the nature of arrival and departure. Incidental, temporary, ephemeral. Therefore, because it is incidental, therefore they can be separated. That is, Anuvritti, Vyavritti method is employed to find out whether it is the koshas are intrinsic or not. The koshas are intrinsic to Atma or not. So, yet Anuvrittihi, that which continues to exist, yet Anuvrittihi, tat Vyavrittebhyaha binnaha. Yat anuvrittihi tat vyavrittebhyaha binnaha. It's a simple logic. That which continues to exist must be different from what is excluded. That which continues to exist. Atma continues to exist. What you exclude the koshas. You exclude the shariram, shariratrayam. Therefore, yat anuvrittihi, therefore different from the Shariratrayam. Atma is different from Sharira, the three Sharirams or five koshas. Therefore, what is inhered and what is excluded, they are to be found out. Therefore, the author here takes the help of Avastatrayam to show that Stula Dega, which is made of Annam, therefore it is called Annamaya Koshaha, is not Atma. It is not intrinsic to Atma. Intrinsic attribute to Atma. You know, Atma doesn't have attribute. Stula Deha has got attributes. Stula Deha has many attributes. It has got form, it has got shape, it has got smell, everything. Everything is there. Shadvikara is there. All these are attributes of Stula Shariram. Does Atma have got smell? Does Atma has got shape? Does Atma enjoy any of the Vikara? No. Therefore, this Annamaya Kosha not intrinsic to Atma. Stula Deha is there, Atma is there in the Jagrata Avastha. In the Swapna Avastha, Stula Deha not there. Therefore, Stula Deha is Vyavrittam, excluded. What inheres in the dream, Swapna Avastha, is Atma, not Stula Deha. Stula Deha is not carried into the dream. Therefore, Stula Deha is Vyavrittam. Vyavritta Stulebhyaha Atma Binnaha. Atmanaha Anuvrittihi asti. Swapna Avasthayam api asti. Sushupti Avasthayam api asti. Therefore, Yat Anuvrittihi Tat Vyavrittebhyaha Binnaha. This maxim you can remember this Nyaya. Therefore, Atma is Anuvrittam in the Jagrata Avastha, in the Swapna Avastha. What about Stula Deha? Stula Deha is there in the Jagrata Avastha, but Vyavrittam in the Swapna Avastha. Therefore, Yat Anuvrittam Tat Vyavrittebhyaha Binnaha iti. By this logic, Atma Stula Dehat Binnaha can be easily established. In the dream, Swapna Avastha, Stula Deha not experience, Atma is there. Therefore, there is a state where Stula Deha not experienced. Therefore, Stula Deha is Vyavrittam, not intrinsic to Atma, can be established. Suppose if it is intrinsic, suppose If it is intrinsic, then what will happen? If Stula Deha is intrinsic to Atma, then it can never separate Stula Deha from Atma. Even in Swapna, Stula Deha will be there. Then that is not Swapna. There will not be dream state, there will not be sleep. You can't go to sleep also. In sleep, what you do, sleep state, you drop the Shariram. Stula Shariram also you drop, Sukshma also you drop. If Stula Shariram is an intrinsic part of Atma, then you cannot drop the Stula Shariram. Therefore, Stula Sharirasya Vyavrittihi, Nivrittihi Asti. Swapnavastayam, Sushuptyavastayam. Therefore, Atma is different from Stula Deha. That is the Anvaya Vitireka. With regard to the Stula Deha, whose absence is recognized in the Swapna Avastha. Therefore, Atmanaha Anuvrittihi Asti in all the Avastha, whereas Degasya, Stula Degasya, Anuvrittihi Nasti, Vyavrittihi. Therefore, Tat Koshat Atma Binnaha Eva. This Vivechanam is called Uddharanam, Uddhritya. Swatmanam is Pratyatmanam, Atma, Tataha means Koshebhyaha, Pancha Koshebhyaha, Annamaya Koshebhyaha, Pranamaya Koshebhyaha, iti Koshebhyaha, Uddhritya, Uddharanam, separating, Param Brahma Prapadyate, Panchakosha Vivekataha, by Panchakosha Viveka, and by the technique called Anvaya Vitireka. That is a technique by which Swatmanam, Atmanam, Tataha, Panchakoshebhyaha, Udritya, separating in the Atma from the Panchakosha, Param Brahma Prapadyate. Jivatma gains Param Brahma Prapadyate, Prapnoti, Apnoti. Brahma Vida Apnoti Param Au. Prapnoti, not physically attaining. Physically, if you attain, then that becomes a limitation, time-wise limitation. Atma doesn't have any limitation, either time-wise nor space-wise. So, prapadyate is padadatu. Pad is gamyate, padyate, nyayate iti. The padyate, prapnoti, apnoti is not physically attaining, here it is cognitively. Avagamyate ityartaha. Param Brahma Prapadyate, Param Brahma Agam iti. Agam Atma Brahma iti Avagamyate ityartaha. So that is the means Anvaya Vitireka. We will read the Tika. Katam tarhi evam vidasya atmanaha brahmattam bhavati iti ashankya koshebhyaha vivechanat bhavati iti aha. Atmanaha brahmattam. How this Atma is Brahma bhavati. Brahmatvam bhavati, the status of being Brahma. How Atma can be Brahma. Iti ashankya, doubting this. For that, the means, the technique is given, koshebhyaha vivechanat. How to understand this Atma is Brahma? For that, koshebhyaha vivechanat, that is vivekat bhavati. This is possible through the viveka. Kosha viveka, pancha kosha viveka. Iti aha. Anvayeti, anvaya vitireka iti. Anvaya vitireka vakshamana pancha kosha vivekataha. The author is going to tell Stula Dega, so then in the Jagratavastha, Swapnavastha, but already I have explained that. Now, it's going to come in the next sloka. He says, Vakshamana that which is going to be told. Anvaya Vitireka is the author, in fact, is going to tell what is Anvaya Vitireka. Anvaya Vitireka Vakshamana which is going to be told, Panchakosha Vivekataha, Panchanam Koshanam, Annamayadinam Vivekataha, by the Viveka of Panchakosha, which is what is Panchakosha, Annamayadinam, Annamaya, etc. Vivekatah Pratyakatmanaha Vivechanena Pratakkaranena. Vivechanam is Pratakkaranam, separation. Separation, isolation in terms of cognition. Understanding. In our understanding, we separate. Yadva Panchakoshebhyaha Annamayadibhyaha Atmanaha Pratakkaranena. By separating the Atma from the Panchakosha, Annamayadi Panchakosha, Swatmanam, that is Pratyekatmanam, Pratyak Atma, the Atma which is Pratyak, which is oneself, Tataha Tebhyaha Panchakoshebhyaha, Udritya, Buddhya Nishkrishya, very important, Buddhya, through the Buddhi, through the cognition, Nishkrishya, having separated through the Buddhi, Chidananda Swarupam Nischitya, ascertaining the Chit Ananda Swarupam, what this Aham Brahma, Param Brahma, Atma Param Brahma, Pratyekatma Param Brahma iti, Purvokta Lakshanam Prapadyate Prapnoti, Brahma Iva Bhavati ityartaha. Knowing Brahma, knowing Atma to be Brahma, he becomes Brahma. Knowing Brahma becomes Brahma means what? It is, you have to be already Brahma. Then only you can become Brahma. Knowing one thing, you don't become that. I know a car, I don't become a car. I know the house, I don't become the house. I know the tree, I don't become the tree. Knowing something, you don't become that. But knowing Brahma, you become that. It means you should have been already be that. Then only you can become that. There is no really becoming. If you become, then there is possibility of unbecoming. And that is what samsara is. Becoming and unbecoming. But Brahma is not. It is your swarupa. So, Brahma iva bhavati means Agam Brahmeva iti janati. Recognizing oneself to be that Brahma. What he failed to recognize because of ajnanam, in the wake of jnanam, he recognizes himself to be that Brahma, which is of the nature of Satchit Ananda. Brahmaiva Bhavati. That's what prapnoti. Prapnoti prapadyate iti. Then the next shloka we will read. Abhane stula dehasya.
Abhane स्थूलदेहस्य
Swapne yadbanamatmanaha.
स्वप्ने
यद्भानमात्मनः
यद्भानमात्मनः
Sonvayo vyatirekastat.
सोन्मयो
सोऽन्वयोऽव्यतिरेकस्तत्
व्यतिरेकस्तत्
Anenyanavabhasanam.
भानेन्यानवभासनम्
भानेन्यानवभासनम्
Abhane Stula abhanam. Abhanam is apratiti. There is no pratiti of Stula Deha. There is no experience of Stula Deha. There is no perception of Stula Deha. No knowledge of Stula Deha. When, in which avastha? Swapna avastha. Stula Degasya Swapne Abhane. In the Swapna, do you have the experience of Stula Deha in the Swapna avastha? No. If it is there, then it is not Swapna. So, Stula Degasya Abhanam Asti Kasyam avasthayam? Swapna avasthayam. So, Swapne Stula Degasya Abhanam. Swapne Stula Degasya Abhanam. What about Atma? Yat Bhanam Atmanaha. Atmanaha Yat Bhanam. Atmanaha Pratitihi. Atmanaha Bhanam Asti. Kintu Stula Degasya Bhanam Nasti. Kasyam avasthayam? Swapna avasthayam. Therefore, to understand that Stula Deha is not intrinsic to Atma, here the author takes the avastha, Swapna avastha. Stula Degasya Abhane Swapne. In the dream, there is no Stula Shariram. In the dream, what Shariram is there? So, that is Swapna Shariram. And you are living the dream world. Vasanamaya Prapanche. That is the prapancha you deal with in swapna. Therefore, that prapancha is kalpita. Stula degasya abhanam in sleep. Atmanaha bhanam. Atma is there. How do you know Atma is there? Because you are there as a witness. Yet Atmanaha bhanam. Atmanaha bhanam. Stula degasya, that is anatma. Anatmanaha abhanam. Stula dega is therefore it is anatma. Atmanaha bhanam. Stula degasya abhanam. Kasyam avastayam swapnavastayam. That is called anvaya. So, Atmanaha bhanam. Stula degasya abhanam. Saha anvayaha sonvayaha. That is called anvaya. Atmanaha bhanam. Stula degasya abhanam. Swapnavastayam. Therefore, Stula Deha is not swabhavikam, intrinsic to Atma. Anvaya is in Swapnavastha, it is very evident. Therefore, Swapnavasthayam. Vitirekaha tat bhane anyava tat bhane anya anavabhasanam. Anya anavabhasanam. Anya anavabhasanam. That is Vitireka. Tadbhane. Tadbhane is Swapnavasthayam. Swapnavasthayam. Atmanaha bhanam. What about Anya? What about the Anya? It means Stula Deha. Tad Vitirekaha. That Vitirekaha. Bhane. That is Atmanaha bhane. Atmana. When Atma is bhane, when Atma is there. I don't want to use the word experience. Atma is experienced. Bhana is knowledge. When Atma Jnanam, that Atma is you. So Atmanaha Bhanam, with Atma is there. Anya Anavabhasanam. Other than Atma, what is that? Stula Dega. Stula Degasya Anavabhasanam. There is no knowledge of Stula Dega. In which avastha? Swapnavastha. So therefore, Swapne Swapnavasthayam Atmanaha bhanam. Stula degasya abhanam. That is Vitireka. That is Anvaya. And Vitireka is Atmanaha bhanam anya anavabhasanam. That is bhanam of Atma in the dream state is anuvritti. That is Anvaya. Atmanaha anuvritti is there in the Swapna avastha. Swapne bhane atmanaha. Anya anavabhasanam. There is no experience of, there is no anubhava experience of anything, no knowledge of anything, especially this Stula Deha. Anya anavabhasanam. Anya anavabhasanam is the Stula Deha anavabhasanam. Anavabhasanam is, bhasanam is pratiti. There is no experience of Stula Deha in Swapnavastha. That is Vyavritti. It means Stula Deha stops with Jagrat Avastha, doesn't enter into Swapnavastha. That is Vitireka. Stula Deha doesn't inhere in the Swapnavastha. Vitireka. Even though Stula Deha is not experienced in Swapna, Atma is experienced. That is Anvaya. Vitireka is Atma is experienced, but Stula Deha is not experienced. Therefore, Atma inheres, continues to be in Swapnavastha also, and whereas Stula Deha stops at Jagrat Avastha only, now doesn't inhere through the Swapnavastha, that is Vitireka. So, Stula Degasya Swapne Abhane sati atmanaha yadvanam saha anvayaha tad abhane anya anavabhasanam yatirekaha iti. So atmanaha bhane anya anavabhasanam stula degasya anavabhasanam. That is the vyavritti, yatireka. That is the non-experience of the stula shariram in the swapnavastha is vyavritti. Atmanah bhanam in Swapnavastha is anuvritti. Yatha Jagrat avasthayam Atmanah bhanam tadvat Swapnavasthayam api Atmanah bhanam anuvritti. Atma inheres in and through all the avastha from in the Jagrata avastha also, Swapna avastha also. Therefore, Atma is anuvritti and Stula Deha is vyavritti. How you say Stula Deha is vyavritti? Atmanaha bhane sati Swapnavasthayam Anya anavabasanam. Anya is Stula Degasya. Stula Degasya anavabasanam asti. Stula Deha is not experienced in Swapnavastha. Therefore, it is vyavritti. It is excluded. Atma is anuvritti. Stula Deha, Annamaya Kosha is vyavritti. Therefore, Atma must be free from Stula Deha. Simple logic, Nyaya. By simple Nyaya, it proves that I am distinct from this Stula Deha, Annamaya Kosha. Atma is Bhanam in Jagrata Avastha. Stula Deha is Bhanam in Jagrata Avastha. Atma continues to be Bhanam in Sapna Avastha. That is Anuvritti. Stula Deha is not Bhanam, it is Anavabhasanam Stula Degasya, that is Vyavritti. Therefore, Stula Deha is different from, I am different from Stula Deha. Stula Deha is not Atma, it is Anatma, Anatma iti. Iti Anvaya Vitirekabhyam Jnatum Shakyate. Idanim Vivakshitanvaya Vitireko Darshayati. That with Vitireka, Anvaya Vitireka, which has been mentioned, that is shown here. Abhane iti. Swapne, that is Swapnavastayam. Stula Degasya Annamaya Koshasya Abhane. In the Swapnavastha, there is no bhanam, there is no cognition, there is no knowledge of Stula Deha. Abhane is equal to apratitau sati Atmanaha pratichaha. Atmanaha pratitihi asti. Asti va nasti va? Yes, Atmanaha pratitihi asti. Swapnavasthayam yadyapi Stula Degasya apratitihi. Therefore, yat bhanams, that is Swapna Sakshitvena yat Spuranam asti, that one who is the witness of the Swapna, yat Spuranam asti, saha Atmanaha Anvayaha, that is called Anvaya of the Atma, that is Atmanaha Anuvrittihi. Atma pervades, inheres into the Swapnavastha also. Anvayaha Tasyam eva Swapnavasthayam Tadbhane tasya Atmanaha Spurane sati Anya Anavavasanam. Anya Anavavasanam other than Atma. Anya Anavavasanam, there is no knowledge of that other than Atma. Anya is Stula Degasya. Stula Degasya Anavabhasanam Apratitihi Abhanam ityartaha. No experience of Stula Deha. Stula Degasya Anavabhasanam Apratitihi. Kutra yet Atmanaha Spurane sati, when there is this Puranam, when there is Atma in the Swapnavastha, Atma is there. What about Stula Shariram? Not there. Anavabhasanam apratitihi. That is called Vitireka. So Atma anuvrittihi. Stula Degaha vyavrittihi. Kasyam avasthayam swapnavasthayam. Therefore, from the Swapnavastha which we experience every day, therefore we can easily understand that Stula Deha is not me. It is different from me. I enjoy Stula Deha. But I am not Stula Deha. It is a property. I am the owner of this trust. This trust called body, mind, since Sharira Manas Sangata. It's a big property. Therefore, Vitirekaha Stula Degasya iti Sheshaha. That has to be known. Sheshaha to be understood. Asmin Prakarane Anvaya Vitireka Shabdabhyam Anuvritti Vyavritti Uchyate. In this year, Anvaya Vitireka is used in the sense of Anuvritti, Vyavritti. Anuvritti is that which inheres. Vyavritti is that which is excluded. Inclusion, exclusion. The same Anvaya Vitireka logic is used to establish Karana Karyam also in some other context. Here the author uses in the sense of, uses for the purpose of understanding distinct understanding of Atma from Anatma by inclusion-exclusion. So inclusion-exclusion method, Anvaya Vitireka. Atmanaha anuvrittihi, anatmanaha sthuladekasya vyavrittihi. So therefore, anuvritti vyavrittibhyam panchakosha vivekataha atma sthuladekhat arshkoshebhyah binnaha iti jnatum shakyate. One can, by this viveka can come to the understanding that sthuladekha is not intrinsic to Atma, with which we have got so much abhivana, that abheda abhivana, tadatmya abhivana. By this logic, anuvritti vyavritti, we can understand that stula deha is not me. I am stula deha, but stula deha is not me. I am is not, aham atma is not limited only to stula deha. If it is only limited to stula deha, then you will be enjoying throughout. It should be like Atma, all the time must be available. No time it is not there, but that is not so in our experience. If that is so, then why do we lament in Jagrata Avastha with all the stula issues pertaining to the stula shariram? Because of ajnana. There is only one means to escape from this problem of samsara, which is only by this viveka jnana. That is the only method, only sadhanam. No other sadhana. Jnanat eva kaivalyam. So that jnana, that knowledge only can remove this notional bondage. That's why it's called notional, not real. If it is real, then anuvritti bhavati. Not real, therefore only you do vyavritti. Use exclude. So therefore, anuvritti vyavritti vyam panchakosha vivekataha atma binnaha panchakoshebhyah binnaha iti. We'll stop here. Next sloka. That talks about Sushupti Avastha, where the two sharirams are dropped. That we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಗುರುಜಿ.